So changes are difficult to do, but if you know where you are in your change cycle, it will help you a lot. Hello, and today I want to talk about change and how to create change, because after a trauma, it's quite easy to get into a negative mindset. And if you are in a negative mindset post-trauma, you want to get into a positive mindset. And the first time I actually thought about this or realized that this was a thing was when I heard Aaron Doughty talk about upward moving spirals and downward moving spirals, which talks about your headspace and your frame of mind when creating a change within yourself. Now, something else that this reminded me of today was the changement en U, which is a French term, but it actually has a similar one in English, which is the change in you, where not in the change in you, but the change in you, because a change, when looked at from a graph perspective, is shown as a U, okay? And sometimes what I've noticed is that it's not just a U, but it's more like a continual, because there's not just one change, it's multiple changes happening to like one after the other. And so it looks more like a bunch of changes put together. And so there's upward spirals, upwards changes, downward changes, upward changes, downward changes. And so if you know where you are in your change cycle, you'll basically know how long it'll take you to get to the other part of your cycle, right? And so when you know that of yourself, you'll basically be able to move faster in the change that you want to create within yourself. And that is what came to my mind. Now, whenever you want to create a change, these things are important, but they cannot always be done in a very linear fashion. You need to be able to understand this. And so that is why it came back to the spiral, because it's like a lesson that you learn. You learn part of a lesson, and then you need to learn the other part of the lesson. And then it's like, but this kind of reminded me of the upward moving spiral or the downward moving spiral. So it's the upwards, and then you go higher and higher and higher. But in a spiral, it's like it'll oscillate. So it's more like and this is something new that I came up with, or that just came to mind, but it's more like a top. So it'll be, the axis is going to be moving just like the planet at the moment, but I'm getting off course at this moment. So it's like a top. So it's moving around, and so it moves side to side, the axis moves. And so that's what is going to create the positive change, the negative change, the positive change, and so on and so forth. So do you know where you are in your change cycle? And because if you know where you are in your change cycle, you'll basically know how quickly you can move to the next side to your cycle, which would allow you to create the change quicker. So do you know where you are in your change cycle? Ponder that.